All right, back with Emma to answer your questions about athletes and sports performance in our mini series. And the next one, which I think is also a fantastic thing, why confidence is a skill. Why is it? Because I hear that some people are so confident and some people are not confident, and why? And I've been told that confidence is a skill. Our questioner says here, I've been told that confidence is a skill, but I don't get it. How do I build it every day?
Well, I'll give you an analogy. Most people will probably brush their teeth twice a day, hopefully, because
Yes.
that collectively keeps your teeth clean, right? But if you were to only brush your teeth once and not brush it for a whole week, does that mean that they're clean? No. So it's something that you have to upkeep, and confidence is the same. And there are different levels of confidence. And this is the other thing that I tell my athletes, right? When they first started, wherever they started, like any one of us, when you first learn something, you are totally uncoordinated. You probably look a bit ditzy. You probably feel a bit ditzy. And that is okay. You know, from the first time you played an instrument, right? It didn't sound good. All your neighbors probably were thinking, oh my God, I hope you get past this phase, right? You've all been absolutely. And you continue to plug away, and slowly but surely you get better. Now we forget all of that once we get to a level of where we don't really have to think about these things anymore until we get sufficiently challenged. And then we do. And then it requires effort, and it requires concentration. So confidence is really just a progression of your skills, of the level that you are at in whatever area it is. And so that requires a constant plugging away and working at it. And I mentioned in one of the previous questions about your blueprint, right? Our best day and our not so good day.
Yes.
But our best day, like anything, that's something that a muscle we have to build and build, because your best day, you start maybe here, and that is your best day. And then you get better. And now your best day is here, right? And this becomes maybe your worst day. And you get better again. And now your best day is here, and your worst day is probably going to move up again because you actually don't know how to do it any worse. So, and that's a good thing, by the way. Yeah. So it's something that you will continue to work on, and that is a reflection of where you are today. That's really what that is. So it'll come back in your training, in your dedication, in the time you spend, working on those components. And you're striving to improve that. And I mentioned, 0.5%. Let's be realistic, right? You're not going to go smash it by 150%, right? That's stupid. Yes. No one does that. That's not how you get better. It's little incremental steps, and confidence is the same.
But because you say this, I encountered many people in the trainings or, just talking to people, and everybody wants a magic pill. Just do this to me, and I'll do this trick, and I'll feel confident forever. And what I hear you say is that it's a thing you work on to maintain it. And you maintain it by what? By your level of direct involvement, which presupposes doing something about it every day. So if you, connecting with what you said earlier, if you don't ever brush your teeth, or you don't brush your teeth for a week, well, you're not going to be confident that your teeth are nice and clean and white. I mean, I assume so. And yet many people are tempted to think that there is some sort of a magic pill that happens like this. And that, I think, it's difficult, because everything that you own, you've done well, meaning you own, not as a thing, I own my iPad, or not, that's not what I mean. I mean in terms of performance. I did this and I did it well, it's mine, because I achieved that wherever I am on this performing ladder, right? Everything that I achieve and I do and it's mine as a success builds the self-confidence. Yes, I agree. Yeah. Maybe you have to let go of some beliefs. And again, reverting to timeline therapy, right? Let go of some beliefs that I'm not good enough. Maybe some things that you accumulated when you were just a small child from your environment. Nobody in our family did this. Rubbish like this, which we accept unconsciously, but it doesn't serve us. Because at the unconscious level, it creates kind of like the the milieu on which we build on our behaviors later on. And if I have a belief that I'll never amount to anything or I'll never win anything, how could possibly can I perform best in any given moment in whatever sports I am? So of course we start with that. I'm totally into this. But you say it, and I hear you say, and I couldn't agree more, although I make a parallel with the other performing in music. But mindset is the same. You got to build it. You got to work at it. You have to do something about it every day, right?
Absolutely. I mean, as much as we think we would like the magic pill, and I'm sure it would feel wonderful if you did have the magic pill, the reality is you just don't have the structure to be able to support that long term. So then you end up this, dare I say, one-hit wonder that magically somehow did something great, but is not capable of doing that again and again and again. And that's really what we're after. We're not after a one-hit wonder. We want to be able to do this consistently. And at the end of the day, when you build on your confidence, and whether it's confidence in a skill, whether it's confidence in a process, or a confidence in your own belief and thinking, and that's absolutely timeline therapy, hugely impactful for that. You continue to plug away in that particular area. And the beauty of it is that it kind of seeps into other areas of our life. And so just because you work on confidence in a particular area, it has the add-on effect that it can flow into other areas. Doesn't mean that you become a master at it necessarily. Just because I watch some, I don't know, videos on YouTube how to do something doesn't make me any good. I still need to actually do the work myself. But because of that, you also develop other skills and other awarenesses, which in the context of sports, coaching, performance, overall is key. At the end of the day, the most typically, not always, but typically the most conscious and aware person typically calls the shots and is usually one of the better players. We talk about flexibility of thinking, flexibility of behavior, and this is where confidence is just another skill. How can we expand on my level of confidence in play reading, in anticipation, people reading, right? At the end of the day, you're versing other people. So what do I need to know?
I think what I'm about to say tail ends to what you mentioned a little bit in our previous questions that we talked about. But I think, I think it's unrealistic. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's unrealistic to have expectations of never having the sine wave as you described it before. And I can make another parallel with a business. So this was an incredible lesson. Just before our Master Practitioner this year, about 2 weeks, I worked in coaching with this gentleman who was very, very, very successful in business. And I mean very, 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 very successful in business, okay? So a brilliant mind and capabilities. I mean, to me, it's like when you manage to do it that way and arrive at that level of success that this man has, I mean, it's just all my respect, right? Now, the paradox is that because of a personal crisis, going through a divorce and all this in his personal life, he felt, if I may be direct, like a bum. So his level of confidence was like here. Even in business, he said, because he's doing a lot of investments, right? And he had performance and made a lot of money, then he lost a ton, and then and so on and so forth, going like this all the time. And what he described to me, to cut the whole story short, is just very simple. Sometimes he feels extremely confident, and sometimes the confidence goes away. Now, what's the difference between people who make it to the top, as in sports, and people who give up? Is when the performance not, or in his case, he lost a bunch of money. I mean, he lost bad investments, and the bubble burst, and then he lost a lot of money. And so in that moment, what do you do then? I guess that's another thing that has to do directly with confidence. Do you find a hole, crawl in, and go, I knew I wasn't good? Many people do this. You're laughing, but many people do this. Or what's that moment there that allows you to pick yourself up and go, no, okay, this happened. It sucks. I don't like it. I feel, as you described in one of your previous answers, it's like, okay, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that, I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling maybe angry, I'm feeling sad, whatever it is, and that doesn't mean I'm a bum. So then,
right. Yeah, one doesn't equate the other.
yes, so that's also something I think very important to keep in mind if you want to feel confident on your skills, and it doesn't replace doing something every day, practicing.
Yeah, there's no substitute to the doing.
Yes. All right, great. I hope this helps.